You know how people say that the best thing that you can do to a man is to do him very well, like give him enough sex. And if you can give him enough sex, then he would stay with you, then he would not cheat on you, because of course you're giving him what he needs, because after all men need is sex, right? Well, today I'm going to be sharing with you why sex cannot keep a man. Why sex cannot keep a man. But before we go into it, I just want to know, how are you guys doing? Like, it has become pertinent that we ask this question, that I ask this question, because of everything that the world is currently facing. I mean, we are all dealing with the coronavirus pandemic, and it's been a challenging couple of days for everyone around the world. So I just want to know how you guys are doing. I'm doing well over here in Abuja, the capital of Nigeria, where I live. We have been under a compulsory lockdown for a little over a week now. And I must say that it's been difficult. It's not been easy. I mean, just staying home and not being able to go to work and not being able to meet up with friends, especially for people like me who live alone. Like, sometimes it can get really lonely. But thankfully, I have found ways to, make good use of the time that I have. So how are you guys doing? I hope you're staying safe. I hope that you're washing your hands regularly. I hope you're using your hand sanitizers. And I do hope that you are praying. I did an episode on coping strategies that you can employ in these difficult times, and they have worked for me, so I'm so sure that they will work for you. So you can just go back to my library episode, and then just check that out. I also have a YouTube channel, so you can head over to my YouTube channel. I have a couple of videos on there, so you can head over to my YouTube channel if that's what you prefer. Yeah, so on that note, I welcome you to Candid Talk with Retta. I am your host, Loretta Jarrett, and I am so excited to bring you another episode of this podcast. It's always fun hanging out with me. I try as much as possible to, ensure that you have a great time hanging out with me, and today will be no different. Before I continue to discuss today's gist, give me a few seconds and I will be right back. This is Candid Talk with Retta. So I was talking about why sex cannot keep a man. And first of all, what I wanted to say is this. No amount of sex is going to keep a man. Like, many people have gotten this all wrong. And I'm going to be sharing a personal story really soon, so just stay with me. I've heard a lot of ladies say that, if I give him sex whenever he wants it or however he wants it, then he would stay with me, then he would not cheat on me, blah, 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 blah. And when I hear stuff like that, I find it really funny, because it's something that I used to believe. I actually used to think that way. But, thank God I learned the hard way. I say thank God now because, life has a way of teaching us important lessons. So yeah, as I was saying, I used to think that way. I used to think that all I had to do was, give my man enough sex and he'd stay with me. He'd be faithful to me. I used to have this boyfriend back in the day when I was a lot younger that, when I met him, I thought, for me to keep this relationship, I have to do what is necessary. Now, up until that point, what I wanted was to have sex within the confines of marriage. That was my plan. That was what I actually wanted. And that's a good thing. That's the right thing. But when I met this guy, he did not subscribe to that school of thought. And, the way society is, it's like, that's like the in thing. And so, because because I thought that was what I was supposed to do to make my relationship with this guy work, I decided, okay, fine, you know what, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to have to learn how to do this because I had zero experience. So I began to do my research. So imagine a 16-year-old girl experimenting with sex and researching on sex. Of course, I found myself in the wrong websites. And then before I knew it, I had another problem. I began to struggle with pornography. I began to struggle with porn addiction. So just simply because I was trying to, sharpen my sex skills or sharpen my bedmatic skills. Well, eventually the relationship ended. Eventually he cheated on me multiple times. Like not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times. He cheated on me so many times. And the times that I found out were actually the times that I found out. So you can imagine there were probably others that I never knew about and I probably would never ever know about. So at that point I learned that, okay, you see, you know what, having sex, like giving the man all the sex in the world cannot keep him. Yeah, in fact, as a matter of fact, I know some guys who have girlfriends who come over to visit them, and then they have all the sex in the world. Like they have earth-shattering, earth-breaking, ground-breaking, moon-shaking sex, and then the moment their girlfriends leave, they're coming with another girl. So what are we talking about? Like, what exactly are we talking about here? So if sex could keep these guys from being unfaithful, if sex could keep these guys from, if having constant sex with these guys could keep them from being unfaithful, why did they bring in other women even after having all the sex with their girlfriends? So that shows you that sex cannot keep anybody. Now, so I know you're probably wondering, so if sex can't keep a man, what exactly can keep a man? Just hang in there with me, I'll tell you. But before I get into it, I want to share with you some other things that can't keep a man that most people think can keep a man. The second thing, I've said sex can't keep a man. Another thing that can't keep a man is beauty. Now, I know that many people are going to be shocked to hear this, but it's true. Very true. Your good looks cannot keep a man. If you like, be the hottest person in the world. If you like, have the ability to look flawless day and night. If you like, be endowed from head to toe, top to bottom, left to right. Be voluptuous. Have big boobs. Have a big posterior, or what they call pronounced posterior. You can have it all physically, and a man will still decide to cheat on you, and could still decide to leave the relationship. Your beauty cannot keep anybody. Your beauty cannot keep a man. I've seen guys who have extremely, like really beautiful, I don't want to say extremely, like really beautiful girlfriends, really attractive girlfriends, and then the moment maybe the girl comes over to their house to spend some time, and the moment she leaves, they come in with another girl who's not even half as pretty as their girlfriends. And you begin to wonder, what exactly are you looking for? Like, this girl is not even half as attractive as your real girlfriend. I know a guy, this one is like, I know him very well. I know a guy who has a fiance. And sometimes his fiance would come to the house, like very beautiful fiance, very, very beautiful fiance with an amazing personality. And then she'd come over to the house, she'd do all the cooking, all the cleaning, they'll have all the sex in the world. And then the moment she leaves, the day she leaves his house, he'll come back home with a prostitute. Like, that was normal. Like, that was just normal. So you see, I know another man who has a very beautiful wife, like very, very beautiful, pretty wife, amazing wife. And then, but he would, even despite having a wife, a very attractive wife, you'd see him still chasing younger girls who aren't even half as attractive as his wife. So what are you saying? If beauty were enough to keep a man, if having very attractive physical features was enough to keep a man, then these men will not be doing what they are doing. So, my darlings, beauty cannot keep a man. Another thing that can't keep a man is being domesticated. That means being able to clean and to cook. You know those things that they ascribe to women? Yes. Being able to clean and being able to cook. If you like, be able to cook the best meals, be the best chef in the world, be able to cook meals that cut across the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria. You can't keep a man with your cooking. In this part of the world, they always say that the best way, how do they even put it now? They say the best way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So what they're trying to say invariably is that the best way to get and keep your man is by cooking him, really sumptuous meals. And then once you're able to do that, you have him locked down. But that's a lie. Like, that's a big fat lie. That's so not true. It is so not true. Back to my own story. In that relationship that I was in, I used to cook a lot for this guy. And then, in fact, many times I'll cook for him and take the food to him and his friends, and they would enjoy the meal and call me really nice, endearing names, knowing fully well that their friend was actually cheating on me. So even despite all of my cooking, it wasn't still enough to keep this guy. It wasn't still enough to prevent him from cheating on me. So you see, being able to clean, being able to cook can't keep anyone. Like, I know, I don't know why I know all these kinds of guys. But I know a guy who has a girlfriend who would come to his house and clean everything cleanable. She would wash his clothes. She would sometimes wash his car. She would clean his house. She would go to the market. She would cook his meals. She would do everything in the house. But the moment she leaves, he comes in with another girl who doesn't do jack. How do I know? He told me himself. He told me himself that, look, I have a girlfriend, a serious girlfriend that I like. I do love her, because she does things, like she can do a lot of things. She would, clean my house. He told me this himself. But he then told me that he actually preferred the other girl who didn't do jack in his house. Like, this other girl comes to his house and then he does everything. He does the cooking for her. He does the cleaning for her. He does the washing for her. He does everything. And he told me, as much as I do love this other girl who can do this stuff, I think I actually prefer the other girl who doesn't do all the cleaning and all the cooking stuff. So what exactly are we saying? He has these 2 girlfriends who are actually completely different. Yeah, but that other girl's ability to clean and ability to do all the chores and ability to cook did not prevent him from having another girl on the side. It didn't prevent him from cheating on her. Okay, so what exactly are we talking about? Your ability to clean and to cook cannot keep a man. I know at this point many of you are going like, what? Another thing that cannot keep a man is your good character. I know many people just dropped it here like, no, I've had it, I'm done. But no, don't go just yet. I'll explain. Having a good character does not guarantee that somebody is going to be faithful to you or that somebody is going to stick with you. Do you understand? Having a good character is not enough, or having a flawless character is not enough reason for someone to stay with you. Yeah, it's not going to keep anyone. It's not going to keep a man. And I know many people are just thinking like, but how? If a girl has a good character, is that not a good thing? Definitely, it is definitely a good thing to have a good character. It's definitely a good thing to have an amazing personality. Of course, if nobody wants to be around someone who has a bad character. Nobody wants to be around someone who makes them feel uncomfortable. Nobody wants to be around someone who makes them feel, who gives them all the negative vibes and all the negative feelings. Nobody wants to be around someone who's rude and condescending. Nobody wants to be around such a person. Yeah. But then the fact that you have a good character is not enough guarantee to keep a man. Now, take my story for example. I would say to a reasonable extent that I have a great personality. And I remember being in that relationship with that guy. I kept wondering all the times that he cheated on me. I kept wondering, okay, what exactly is wrong? I mean, I have a great personality. I can clean. I can cook. Thanks to my research in sex, I think I didn't do badly. I'm talking about at that time. Now, I was just having this conversation with myself. So I was thinking, okay, I can clean, I can cook, I'm smart, I'm hardworking. Like, what exactly? It's not like I'm pretty attractive. I think, at least I don't think I look so bad. I think that I'm slightly attractive, you're fairly attractive. So I felt I can cook, I'm supportive, I'm nice, I'm kind, I'm generous. So what exactly is it like? What exactly does he want that I don't have? So your good character is not enough to keep someone. So now I'm sure you're wondering, okay, if sex can't keep a man, if beauty cannot keep a man, if being able to clean and cook cannot keep a man, and if having a good character cannot keep a man, what exactly can keep a man then? The answer is nothing. I'm sure so for so many people this is a shock, because when you go online and you Google how to keep a man or how to keep a man interested in you, they give you all kinds of tips. They tell you engage him in interesting conversations, blah 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 blah. They tell you look sexy, they tell you look hot, look this. But the truth is, nothing can keep a man. You can't keep someone who doesn't want to be kept. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of these things are good. It's good to look good. It's good to have a good character. It's good to be able to be able to clean. It's good to be able to cook and all of that. But when you try to improve your skills in those things, don't do it because you're trying to keep a man. The truth is that everyone has free will. We all have the power of choice. You can't keep someone who doesn't want to be kept. You don't have that kind of control over another human being. Everyone has the freedom of choice. Okay, it is his choice to decide whether or not he wants to be kept. It is his choice to decide whether or not he wants to be faithful to you. So what can you do? So you might not be able to keep a man, but you can't choose someone who, to a reasonable extent, has the ability to be kept. Don't get me wrong. Now, don't get this twisted. Don't misunderstand. I'll explain. So, for example, you know that a guy is naturally, he's a natural womanizer. He's a natural philanderer, and you think that getting into a relationship with a man like that, because you possess the sexual prowess, you can do snake in the monkey shadow, monkey in the snake shadow, diamond in the apple shadow, blooming orchid or whatever they call that one. You know how to have sex on the floor, on the ceiling, in the skies, on the everywhere. You know all the latest sex positions. In fact, the ones that are about. In fact, you invent your own sex positions. You think that because you can do that, then you'll be able to keep this man, knowing fully well that he chases anything in skirt. You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. Your sexual prowess cannot keep a man who lacks self-control. You have to understand this. It is his choice to make. Staying with you is his choice to make. Your beauty cannot keep someone who lacks self-control, who lacks discipline, someone who doesn't know how to be faithful. Your ability to cook and to clean will not keep someone who doesn't want to stay with you. Your good character, your flawless personality cannot keep someone who doesn't want to stay with you, or who doesn't want to be faithful, or who doesn't believe in being faithful. It can't. Many women think that they can change a man's mind, but you can't do that. It is up to the person to decide what exactly he wants. Okay? So what then can you do? Nothing. You choose the right person. But then again, even choosing the right person doesn't guarantee that that person is going to be faithful to you, doesn't guarantee that that person is going to stick with you. But then to a reasonable extent, you can say you can trust, right? And hope that, okay, this person stays. But it doesn't guarantee that the person will. I like to be very realistic about things. I like to just say things the way they are and not sugarcoat anything. This is real life. Yeah, so you do not have the power to control another human being, not with your sex skills, not with your beauty, not with nothing. So it is left for the man to decide that, you know what, this is the person I want and this is the person that I'm going to be with. Do you understand? Now, some of these attributes, having looking good and taking good care of yourself physically, being able, learning skills, having a good personality, having money, some of these things, being able to, some of these things actually can help in having a great relationship. Don't get me wrong, but they don't guarantee that you'll keep this man is going to stay with you. All right. Another thing that I didn't mention that can help another thing that I didn't mention, that doesn't guarantee that a man will stay with you, that is money. Some women think that just buying stuff for a guy or just splurging and spending money on him is going to make him stay, but that's completely wrong. Now, there's nothing wrong with spending money on the man that you love and splurging on him once in a while, taking care of him and buying gifts. Nothing wrong with that. But if you think that that is what is going to make him stay with you, you are completely wrong. Completely wrong. So, like I was saying, nothing is going to keep a man who doesn't want to be kept. So just do the lot that you can, choose well, and then just focus on being a better version of yourself. Focus on making the relationship good. Focus on working on the relationship, but don't overly disturb your head about keeping him. Whatever it is that you decide to do in that relationship, do it because that's the right thing to do. Do it because you believe in it and you want it to work. Yeah, but don't bother your head about trying so hard and putting so much energy in trying to make a relationship work. I hope you get my point. Yeah, so that's it for today. Today's episode is a little longer than I had planned. But hey, I hope you learned something. I hope you learned a thing or two. If you want to react to this podcast, this episode, just send me a voice message, or you can send me a mail, send me an email, reach out to me at hello@retagerard.com. I'd love to hear from you. You can follow me on social media. It's Reta_Gerard on Instagram and Loretta Gerard on Facebook. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you in my next episode. Bye.